What's up, y'all? Got the clap. This is Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly appreciate it. If you could, hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification button to stay up to date with all of my future Teachable Tuesday videos. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started today. First and foremost, let me apologize that this video is a little bit late. It is currently March. This was supposed to be brought up in February during the Love Series month, but we're going to extend the Love Series month just a little bit. I have literally been swamped out with so much. I'm still swamped out with so much. I'm still behind with so much. And I'm finding a way, the best way that I possibly can to get everything done, the best way I know how. But anyways, last long video I recorded, I was talking about 3 things, along with 2 bonuses, that women do in terms of mistakes when it comes to dating. Now, this was opinionated. This was based on, you know, what Marcus thinks and, you know, Marcus' experience with women and things of that sort of nature. But I decided that, you know, like I said in the last video, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't get, you know, women's opinion. When I say women's opinion, I mean women, you know, that I trusted, women that have, you know, that I know will give me solid advice for the ladies. So ladies, understand that this video is not what Marcus is saying. This is data that I've collected from women that I trust. And even though it's a small percentage, very small percentage, I'm noticing that there are some common themes that you probably would agree with. So leave a comment below if you agree with it. Obviously, if you disagree, leave a comment that you disagree and whatnot. Or if, you know, I missed anything, feel free to add some things. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with the 3 ones that were mentioned the most to me. And I'll put some, what do you call it? Honorable mentions as well at the end, okay? So the 3 mistakes that women typically make while dating, not from Marcus, but from women that I've spoken to since my last video. Number 1 would be bringing past trauma into current situations. There's no doubt in my mind that both men and women have gone through some bad things in the past when it comes to relationships. Not every single relationship you've had has been a good one. There are some relationships that you've had that ended on really good terms. There are some that did not. And the ones that did not are the ones that were often traumatized by. I mean, it could be you were dealing with a narcissist. It could be that you were dealing with a manipulator. You could have been dealing with SA or God forbid, grape, or so many other horrible things, domestic abuse or whatever. Or maybe it was just a relationship where, in general, they were just flat out disrespectful to you, right? But then what happens is you bring that to the next relationship, the next man, and he doesn't deserve to go through some of the things you put him through because of how the last guy treated you. I had one person in particular tell me that as ladies, you guys have to learn how to heal, because most ladies, you know, they want to love because of their nurturing spirit. But if you're not fully healed, you can't love properly because you'll still have things that affect you from the past. And like I said, you will go ahead and take those things out on the men that don't deserve it. So taking past traumas out on current people that don't deserve it, that's number 1. And these guys, these things are not in any particular order at all. Just let you guys know. The second thing I noticed that was common was knowing who the man was and still keeping him around. And I talked about this a couple of months ago for relationships in general between men and women. And I noticed it's a fact. Like, you know, what ladies will do oftentimes, from what these women have told me, is that they'll stick around knowing the guy is horrible for them, but still stick around because either he's just really attractive and, you know, or they just feel like they're stuck. You know what I'm saying? And it's very interesting to hear that, you know, because you would think that if you're being treated wrong, you would get out of Dodge and get up on out of there. You know what I'm saying? Find somebody who's actually going to treat you right. But I've personally seen it all too often. And again, this is not about what Marcus thinks, but, you know, I'm just confirming that I do believe that that's true, what they've said. So, you know, sticking around for a man, you know, when a man shows you who he is, believe it. All right. When anybody shows you who they are, believe it. The third mistake that women said that they make while dating would be punishing the guys that they like the most. Now, this was interesting. It was very interesting hearing this. I didn't expect women to admit this. And I'm going to tell you why. Because oftentimes people, what we try to do is we try to present the best version of ourselves. So when I heard multiple women saying that the guys that are great for me or were great for me, I punish them the most, it was very, very intriguing. So I had to do some investigation and dig a little deeper. Normally, I would just let women give me their answers. But so I proceeded to ask them why. I said, so what was the reason? And I had one woman in particular, and I think she gave a bomb answer. Shout out to her. She said that the reason why we do that is because we feel like there's not as much of a risk with the guys that we don't care about, the guys that we know are not going to be long term. So the guys that are long term, we put a little more pressure on them. And on one end, I can understand that to a degree, sort of, kind of, because you feel like there's more at risk with a guy that you really, really like and want to invest time in. But at the same time, why put that much pressure on a guy who's doing the right things? And then when he does something wrong, you get overly offensive over it compared to a guy who ain't really no good for you in the first place. And she also mentioned that really what it is, you know, they do things that are, you know, kind of backwards. She said it herself. She said, I'm going to just be honest. Women have backwards thinking. We don't think logically, which we know women typically think more so on the emotional side than the logic side. However, I find it interesting, you know, she was saying all these things because, like I said, I didn't expect people to really be open, let alone, you know, women to really say outright, hey, the great guys, I treat them like crap. Even though, you know, we know this can happen sometimes, you know, just outright hearing it and hearing it as, you know, often as I did, I was like, whoa, accountability. I dig it. So that would be the third mistake that women make while dating. And I'll give you a couple honorable mentions that I heard that just really stood out to me. So one honorable mention is not taking time to heal, which kind of ties into the second one. You know, not taking time to really discover who they are and get past that pain. You know what I'm saying? Another honorable mention is being a 304. We know what that means. I'm not going to say it. Being somebody who gets around, pretty much. I actually heard that quite a bit. Let's see, what was another honorable mention I had? I should have brought my notes with me. Another honorable mention I heard, now this was an interesting one, was thinking that, and I kind of brought this up in my last video, but thinking that they have all the time in the world when in reality dating gets harder as they get older. I brought that up in my last video. So that's why I didn't make it three, you know, 1, 2, or 3 in this video, because I felt like it would be redundant. I wanted to bring some different things to the table, bring some different tables. I can't talk tonight. And my last honorable mention, and this is a good one as well, would be focusing too much on the wrong things. And I asked this person to clarify what they mean by wrong things, and they meant, you know, not just person is a Christian, so they're trying to be of the traditional sense of a woman. You know, they said not focusing enough on building a family and focusing on my career. Which, let me make something perfectly clear: there's nothing wrong with putting a focus on a goal that you have, an objective you have. I feel like everybody, man or woman, should be ambitious, but understand that a family is one of the wealthiest and most important things in this world that you can build. All right? I don't think anyone, man or woman, should sacrifice family for other things. Now, granted, if it just hasn't happened to you yet and you haven't been married, you know, so be it. It's cool, no worries. But I see a lot of people that are like, I'm going to choose my career over, you know, getting married, right? Or I'm going to choose my career over my family. Here's the thing. Your family may be around a lot longer than your career, no matter how much you build it up. And I would address men the same way. I get it. I understand. You know, it's important for us to be ambitious. And I'm not saying Don't chase your dreams. Don't be ambitious. Don't knock down your goals. Yes, no matter what, man or woman, do all that. But understand that if you desire a family, that's important, okay? Now, granted, if you don't want a family, you don't want no kids, you don't want to be married, cool. Obviously, this part doesn't apply to you, but just in a general sense. So, very interesting components that I've heard from women. Again, this video was not what Marcus was thinking or what Marcus was saying. I did co-sign on some things that I agreed with or disagreed with, but none of these things came from Marcus's thoughts. All these things strictly came from other women that presented different things. And to the women who reached out to me and gave me some insight, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I think I'm going to do a video soon about 3 mistakes that men make while dating. And I'm going to get other men's standpoints as well, because I addressed it from the standpoint for me, but I don't know everything. But as always, guys, I really thank you guys for your support and, you know, your viewpoints. It's always good to get different perspectives and viewpoints and all that good stuff. Anyways, this is Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. I hope you guys have a great day. More videos to come soon. Stay tuned.